Rise and shine, everyone. 9 o'clock on your Sunday morning. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on 13 Sunrise. I'm Matthew Foltz alongside Lindsay Monroe. Glad to be back with you all again. Hopefully you've been doing your best to cool off with the AC, Lindsay, as you were telling me it's been 8 days in a row
of 90 or above.
Wow.
Yep, here in Indy, and we're going to be very close to that today.
Yeah.
But first we have to talk about some rain.
That's right.
And some thunderstorms that have really just kind of stalled out in southern Indiana, and it's produced quite the rainfall, and that has led to a flood advisory. So let's start with what it looks like as this line is slowly lifting to the north. This is actually a view from I-69 near the Martinsville area. So you can see we've had certainly some rain falling in this zone. We've got wet pavement along the stretch of I-69. So it's really from Martinsville south to Bloomington, where we've picked up on some of that steadier rainfall. And it's, again, really not moving very fast. So that is starting to accumulate some of those higher rainfall totals in excess of 2 to 3 inches over the past 3 hours. So due to that, in southern portions of Owen County and then over into western Greene County, we've got this flood advisory that's going to be in effect through 11 o'clock because a significant amount of rainfall is coming out of this very slow-moving storm cluster here in southern Indiana. Wanted to show you the bigger picture, though, because this is really only a small portion of the state. And the past couple of radar scans, we've actually noticed signs of this beginning to weaken. So hopefully this will start to break apart. We had several lightning strikes. That is a threat within any thunderstorm. Other than that, these are just some pockets of some heavy rain. Again, lifting off to the north. So Trafalgar moving into Nineveh now, lifting into southern portions of Morgan and Johnson County. That's the initial storm cluster that's out there now. We could see a few more pop-up storms later today. Temperatures now starting in the mid-70s. We're headed back to the upper 80s. We'll talk more about the rain and storm timeline for today and tomorrow in the full forecast.
We'll see you then, Lindsay. We start with the breaking news, as right now we're learning about a death investigation on the city's north side. That's near 43rd and Cornelius Avenue, and that's where our Logan Gay is now with the latest on this incident. And Logan, what are you learning so far?
Well, Matthew, we just learned just moments ago that IMPD is investigating the death investigation here, and it involved 2 people pronounced dead here on the scene. If you look behind me, you can see that this is a very active scene. It's very early stages in this investigation. You can see that IMPD has taped off this section of this community as they continue this investigation. I personally have seen what appears to be 2 bodies here on the scene. We're still waiting to get things confirmed and what led up to this investigation. But again, what we do know, which we learned just moments ago, is that IMPD has confirmed that there is a death investigation involving 2 people here in this community. Right now, neighbors are starting to come out of their home as they take a look at this scene and what's going on in their community. I personally have spoken to one neighbor who said that this community is normally very quiet. He's surprised that something like this happened here. He said he did hear some things, but he's eager to learn more if what he heard was involved in what's going here on this scene. Like I mentioned, we're still working to learn more about what's going on here. Once we do get that information, we'll get that to you as soon as possible. Matthew?
Yeah, certainly a tragic way to start this Sunday morning. Our Logan Gay reporting live for us. Thanks, Logan. All right, now lanes on I-465 are now back open after a fatal crash shut down part of the interstate for hours. This is a live look of where the backup was. NDOT confirming that a motorcycle crash left at least 1 person dead earlier this morning around 1:30. That crash happened near the Keystone exit, and we're still working to learn more information from state police. Of course, any new updates we'll pass along to you. This morning, a West Side community is shaken up. What was supposed to be a family gathering turned deadly after shots were fired at an Indianapolis park. Our Marina Silva has the latest.
It was just before sunset here at Thatcher Park with a family gathering together, but it turned deadly when shots rang out, leaving 1 dead and another injured. It happened just before 8 p.m. when police were called here for shots fired. When they got here, they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. A woman died here at the park. A man was taken to the hospital, and he's awake and breathing. Police say there was a family gathering happening at the park with young kids in attendance.
One of the most difficult things as I arrived here is I saw small children outside. People have got to, you've heard me say it tons of times, whether it's family, non-family, or somebody that you don't know, if there's some type of disturbance, there should not, gun violence or picking up a firearm should not be the first resort that you go to whenever you have a disagreement with somebody. It's unacceptable.
Metro Police are still investigating, and they're asking anybody who left the park prior to police coming to contact them so they can continue. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And over on the east side, IMPD is also trying to figure out how the deadly shooting turned into a police pursuit and then crash. It started around 9 o'clock yesterday morning near 42nd and Midhofer. Officers say they heard gunshots and found 3 people shot at an apartment complex. 2 of them died. Officers say they then saw a car speed off, eventually crashing into an ambulance near 16th and Shadeland. Detectives say no one in the ambulance was hurt, but it did take a while to get the suspect out.
But we have an obligation as a police department to say that this is not acceptable and we will not tolerate this. And if you do behavior like this, we will chase you, we will catch you, and we will hold you accountable for your actions. And that's exactly what our officers did out here today.
Now, we're almost halfway through this year and the number of homicides are down across Marion County. So far, we've seen 69 homicides this year compared to 100 homicides at this time last year. IMPD also says that the department is currently down 300 officers. Right now, an Indianapolis woman wants her nephew's death by homicide to have meaning. She's opening up an academy to teach people life skills and give others a positive future. Marina Silva also spoke to her yesterday about her mission.
If they're having a situation or a problem, they come in here to resolve it.
This sensory room is just part of what Regina Jordan imagines could change lives here in Indy. She's turning her pain into purpose, creating the Anthony J. Mormon Academy. It's not just a school, but a movement.
It's about meeting the holistic child. So that means that not just the child, but the parent, not just the parent, but the community, not just the community, but church.
Anthony was killed in 2022, found shot in a car on the east side with 2 others. To this day, his killer has not been found. Still, Jordan doesn't want that crime to define her nephew.
His name stands for transformation, not tragedy.
Regina Jordan is a retired educator. She says she's founded multiple programs, but this one means more.
This was probably the hardest because it was more closer to my heart than any other program I've ever wrote or any other program I've ever, I founded a lot of things, schools and all that, but this is the first one that's been this close to my heart.
The Academy will be at the Total Praise and Worship Center on the east side near 39th and Rural Streets. It will have different programs from classes to one-on-one mentors designed to fit the needs of children and parents in the community.
One of our main programs will be called SOAR. That's a Rites of Passage program. Another program that will be in it's called Parents, and it's actually acronyms teaching parents how to be better parents.
She says it takes a village to help a child.
This program is definitely designed for the whole family, not just the child, but the whole family, the mother, the father, the parents, the children.
Anthony's mom says the Academy's focus on family fits her son perfectly.
I think he'll love it. I think he'll be smiling hard, and he will love it. Yeah. I think he'll think it's good, something positive for his son to look at it and see what's going on, because I think it definitely will help him.
She says while his death is a tragedy, his legacy will live on. In Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And Marina tells us that the family hopes to open that academy sometime next year. Well, right now, the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America is hosting a free homeownership event right here in Indy. So it's the nation's largest HUD-approved nonprofit home ownership organization. And the goal of this event is really so you can learn more about financial programs and resources to help increase home ownership right here in the city. So it's happening right now over at the State Fairgrounds and runs until 8 p.m. Check this out. The city of Greenwood kicked off the 4th of July celebrations with its annual Freedom Fest yesterday. More than 50,000 people attend each year, and it features food, vendors, and fireworks. And if you were at the parade, you may have seen these familiar faces. Our Rich Nye, Ashton Hackman, and Matt Standridge all joined in on the fun.